So, I'm joined today by Ian Cowie, former personal finance editor of the Daily Telegraph and now widely followed investment journalist with columns in the Sunday Times, Interactive Investor, among other places. So, Ian, just to start off with, I've got kind of two questions in one for you. Firstly, how did you get started in investing in stocks and shares in the first place? And sort of part two of that question is, what got you so interested in investment trusts in particular?
About 30 years ago, I realised I wasn't getting any younger and wanted to own a stake in the future, if you like. And so the stock market was clearly the best place to do that. Because, of course, along with the risk of loss, you've got the prospect of greater rewards than you would ever receive in cash deposits. And investment trusts seemed a sensible way to do that for several reasons, but no doubt we'll go on to that next.
Ian, I know you have a lot of different investment trusts in your portfolio that you've built up over the years. Can you tell us what are some of your favourite investment trust holdings and why?
Probably the one that's closest to my wallet would be my first 10-bagger, now known as JP Morgan Indian. I invested in that at 63 pence a share in 1996. They're £10.20 today. That was the first share I ever owned that went up 10 times in price. I invested in that because I'd been on a couple of trips to the Far East. I was very impressed with the entrepreneurial ethos in Asia. And that certainly worked out. More recently, Polar Capital Technology, that's one of my bigger holdings. I've owned shares in that for more than a decade. That reflects just my experience of life, how technology has become more and more important, changed the trade I work in, and I wanted to own a stake in the future. And Polar Capital Technology gives me a very cost-effective and convenient way to do that. Elsewhere, I like the fact that some of my life savings can help medical research through owning shares in worldwide healthcare. That's another area where investors can help to change the world around us.
Well, that's fantastic. You're obviously a big fan. I know throughout your journalistic career, you've had a lot of dealings with private investors and seen a lot of the mistakes they make and they are prone to make. What would be, given your experience that you've had now as an investor, what would be the best advice you could offer anybody thinking about getting into investment trusts or investing more generally?
I would say start small so that any of the mistakes you're likely to make early in your career as an investor won't involve too much money. It's surprising how often people who are very successful in other areas, when they start to invest, they put too much in too soon. It goes wrong and it puts them off. So I would say start small, little and often. It also helps to reduce risk because it avoids the risk of bad timing. You don't put a large amount of money in shortly before prices fall. Regular saving schemes are a great way to do that. You're not tied in as you were in the old days with insurance products. You can vary how much you put in. You can stop putting money in, and you'll be surprised how the fund will roll up as you go forward. So I would say get started sooner rather than later, start small and build from there.
That's great. Ian, look, thank you very much for your insights. I found them fascinating. Ian Cowie, journalist, thank you very much indeed.